Guys, today I am filming the 21 questions makeup edition tag video. It was created by Allie Glines. I've seen a bunch of people do this and I thought it was super fun, so I asked my friend Mariela from Makeup with Mariela if she wanted to do this together, and she said yes, which was so nice of her. If you guys have not checked out Mariela's channel, you absolutely have to. I will have her video and her channel linked down below. I've been subscribed to her for a couple of years now. I believe I found her through one of her Project Pan videos, and she just has such an awesome channel. She's very consistent about uploading. She has amazing camera quality. Her lighting is fantastic. She does weekly shop my stashes. She does palette rankings, haul videos, project pans. She does really fun, bright makeup. Her skills are off the charts, so you have definitely got to go check her out. So before we get into the questions, setup is like similar but a little bit different. So we finally put together some of, well, basically all the furniture pieces for our nursery, which is like my office, makeup room, nursery all together. So that's what this chair is. So hopefully this is not too distracting, but this is where I'm going to be filming now. And let's just get into the questions. I'm going to have them all listed down below. Question number 1 says, what is the oldest makeup product in your collection? I knew right away. I've gotten rid of a lot of the old things, but there's just a few things that I just will never let go of. And my oldest item would be my MAC eyeshadows, and not all of them. I love this custom palette so much. It took me years to put this together. And the two oldest shades in here would be Sumptuous Olive and Shimmer Moss. I got both of these for my birthday 2011, so that would have been in August 2011. So when it gets to this August, these will be 10 years old. I have officially retired this from my collection. I still have it in my collection just because I'm not gonna let go of this. It's such a special piece to me. I will eventually put this in a shadow box, and I'm not very sentimental in general, but especially not about makeup. But for some of my limited edition MAC blushes and this palette, I will always hold on to them. And I remember how much I loved those shades when I first got them. I used them a ton. And MAC eyeshadows, I just don't think are as amazing as we all used to think they were 10 years ago, but I still love that palette because it just is special to me. Question number 2 says, what is your most recent makeup purchase? I did recently post my February haul video. I will link that in the cards. I purchased a lot of stuff. Number 3 says, what is the first makeup product you ever used? And I'm sure it was lip gloss that my mom gave me when I was younger. I can't remember the brand. I think it was Bonnie Bell, like lip clicks, which were those lipsticks that like pushed up like a lighter. I remember having those, and of course like Bonnie Bell lip glosses, lip smackers, lip glosses, and chapsticks. And I cannot remember the brand. I want to say it must have been some sort of like holiday no-name makeup kit that had an eyeshadow duo that was a light pink and a silver eyeshadow. I used to wear both of those every single day for a while, and I guess that must have been elementary school, middle school. So lip gloss and eyeshadow I wore for a while. Those are the things I wore the most. I did also have a bunch of makeup from Mary-Kate and Ashley's brand that was sold at Walmart, and I got a big lot of it off of eBay, so I used a ton of that stuff. Then I'm remembering, like when I was in high school, I used the Maybelline Eye Studio Plush Silk Quads, the L'Oreal Hip Duos. I was obsessed with those, and that's what I can think of as some of my first makeup. Question number 4 is, what is a makeup trend that you used to love but now you hate? I really can't think of one because there's been a lot of trends that I've never been interested in and never tried. But for something that I used to love and now I hate, I can't think of anything. I've been doing my makeup the same way for forever. I think there are some trends that I have always loved that people are drifting away from that I'm still sticking to. One of them would be intense highlights. I still like that, especially because I'm so fair. It's hard for me to wear more natural highlights because they look like face powder on me. And then the other trend that people have moved on from that I have not would be these like blocky Instagram brows. I just need to take the time to learn how to like draw the like feathery brow. I just need to practice it. I'm missing so much brow. I feel like I have so much to fill in that they just end up looking intense like this. So I need to play around with that. So I didn't exactly answer the question, but those are two trends that other people have moved on from that I'm still stuck on. Question number 5 says, what is a makeup trend that you used to hate but now you love? And this is not necessarily a trend, it's a technique. But again, I've been wearing makeup, watching YouTube since 2010, 2011, and I never used to apply a blending shade. I thought, why would I do that? It's going to make my eyeshadow look too subtle. And when I look back at those old videos, my makeup looked so bad. It made my eye shape look terrible. It made my like skin up here look saggy. Because I do have more hooded eyes, really having that harsh crease and no blending shade was not flattering on my eyes whatsoever. My makeup looked so bad. So when I think back to where I was like, blending is dumb. Why would I want to wipe away any of this beautiful color I have on my eyes? So like, I'm glad I've come a long way since then. Again, my eyeshadow is very simple, nothing out of this world, but it certainly has made my face look a little bit more flattering and my eye shape. If you look back at the oldest videos on my channel, you will see it, and it is very embarrassing. Question number 6 is, what is your favorite step in your makeup routine? And I'm going to cheat, because I always cheat in tag videos, and I'm going to say blush, bronzer, and highlighter. I just love cheek products so much. I have a large collection. I also have a ton of face brushes in general, but especially cheek brushes, because I can justify all types of different brushes for all types of different cheek products. So I would definitely say those. Number 7 is, what is a makeup product you can't live without? And some people have picked like specific products, some people picked categories. I would say lip balm or foundation, and that's because I do have acne, I do have a lot of redness on my skin, so I would like to have more of a flawless look. But if you're wearing just foundation and nothing else, that looks a little bit silly. So I would say lip balm. I can barely function if I feel like my lips are dry or chapped. I have lip balm on me at all times. If I ever forget it, I will be so focused on my lips, I will drive myself insane. So I'd say lip balm. Question number 8 is, what sparked your love for makeup? And again, I started watching YouTube in like summer 2010. And I was looking up a Christina Aguilera music video. I don't remember the song, unfortunately. And up came a makeup tutorial for the look she was wearing in that video from Lauren Luke Panacea 81. And I just started watching so many of her tutorials because I thought it was so fun to try to recreate something from a music video. And I bought the Manly Pro palette, which was just like the Coastal Scents BH 120 eyeshadows, you know, those like mass produced palettes. And from there, I just started seeing more makeup videos in the recommended section. I started watching Blair and Elle Fowler and a bunch of other people. And then when I got to college, again, I had just started watching a few people. One of my friends at school was also really into makeup, and she introduced me to a couple other people on YouTube. One girl, Lauren Is Okay, who hasn't had a channel for forever, but I found so many products I love because of her. And really, after my friend introduced me to a couple more people on YouTube, I just started watching everyone and became totally obsessed. So I've been watching YouTube and obsessed with makeup. I can say the word obsessed because this is real. If you see my collection for about 10 years now, which is nuts. Question number 9 is, what is the worst makeup look you've ever done? I'm not sure. Honestly, probably all of the makeup that I've done from like 2010 to 2014, all of that makeup's probably the worst makeup I've ever done. I'm really not sure. But I know I've had a lot of mishaps with my makeup. Number 10 is, what is your favorite makeup look you've ever done? I guess this is cheesy. I would say my wedding makeup look. I loved how my makeup turned out in the pictures. I really enjoy the products that I used. I did film a video on that, so I will link that in the cards as well in case you're interested. And I think there are other looks that I've really enjoyed over the years, but that's the one that's sticking out to me. Question number 11 says, what is your favorite drugstore makeup product? I did do an entire drugstore makeup I can't live without video. It's about a year old. I will have that one linked up in the card so you guys can check it out. And I've always considered myself to be such a drugstore girl, but when I really think about it, I don't actually have like a whole ton of drugstore products in my collection, which I need to up my game on, but there are a couple things that I can't live without, like my NYX Eyebrow Shaper Wax Pencil, which was unfortunately discontinued. That's something that I've been using since the start of my YouTube channel and I still love. I think Maybelline is my favorite drugstore brand. Of course I love ColourPop, but I am not fully counting them as a drugstore brand, but Maybelline is my favorite one. I think they have like a fantastic range of products. There are other drugstore brands where I like one or two random things from them, but I think Maybelline has the most consistently well-performing products. I think they have fantastic powders. I love the Fit Me loose powder from them. I think that one is such great quality. I love their mascaras, their Total Temptation brow pencil. So many things that I love from Maybelline. Question number 12 says, what is your favorite Splurge makeup product? And I honestly can't think of one in particular. I enjoy a lot of high-end makeup I have, but as far as categories of makeup where I prefer to go high-end over drugstore, that would be eyeshadow. I know there are some good drugstore eyeshadows out there, but for the quality and the color selection, I do tend to prefer to go high-end or ColourPop. And also blushes, bronzers, and highlights. Again, there are some from the drugstore that I have and I really enjoy, but overall I would prefer ones from high-end brands, again, for the shade selection mostly. And I do have some drugstore foundations I like, but I do prefer high-end foundations as well. So I can't think of one specific product, but those are a couple categories that I prefer to splurge on. Question number 13 says, what is your most repurchased makeup product? That's a good question. I know I've purchased the NYX Micro Brow Pencil a bazillion times. Maybelline Falsies mascara, probably repurchased a bunch. Tarte Shape Tape Concealer I've purchased several times. Face powder probably. You guys know how much I go through powder. I've purchased and used up probably like a bazillion of the NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat powder foundation, the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder, Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder. Probably those powders I've repurchased more than anything in the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. Question 14 says, what is your earliest makeup memory? I honestly don't know. My mom has always kind of let me play with makeup. I'm sure I wore some eyeshadow and stuff to school. My mom always wore makeup, but there's not any moment in particular that I'm remembering. What I am remembering right now is when I purchased some of my first high-end makeup. So we had gone to Mall of America when I was going into the 8th grade, I believe. I went to Sephora. I purchased the Bare Minerals Loose Powder Foundation. And then I also purchased a single eyeshadow and a single cream shadow from NARS. Why my mother let me do that, I don't know, because I can tell you those were so expensive, and like the cream eyeshadow was like yuck. I didn't think it was yuck then. I'm sure it creased on me. I may have purchased some other things, but I just remember those. And then the other makeup memory I have is, may have been like 9th grade, 10th grade, 8th grade, somewhere around there. We went to New York with my grandma and I picked out a couple things from Sephora for Christmas. I didn't have a Sephora in my town, so it was very exciting to be able to go. Really probably Mall of America and New York were like the times I'd been to a Sephora, and I had picked out the Too Faced Mood Insurance like squeeze tube lip glosses, the color changing gloss. I got a Urban Decay eyeshadow in, I can't remember the name. I'll have to remember and put up a picture. It was a matte light electric blue. And then I got a little Urban Decay mini set that had a primer, potion, a mascara, and then one of their 24/7 liners in the shade Bourbon, which is a brown that has glitter in it. Not a good liner, but I remember those products, which is just fun and exciting. So that's what I'm remembering. It's like my first high-end products. But as far as like a memory of like putting on makeup with my mom or whatever, I don't really have that. I can't think of one. Number 15 says, what is your favorite place to shop for makeup? I think you guys all know that Ulta is my favorite store. The only thing Sephora has over Ulta is that Sephora has better birthday gifts. Ulta does the birthday coupon if you're platinum or diamond, which is great, but as far as the free gifts go, Sephora is way better. But in general, I am all Ulta all the way. They have deals way more often, more coupons, 21 days of beauty, so absolutely Ulta. And they've started to carry so many more brands over the years. There are some brands that I will purchase from Sephora, but only ones that I can only get from Sephora. If it's a brand that's at Sephora and Ulta, I will always pick to purchase it from Ulta. Question number 16 says, what is the most underrated makeup product you own? And the very first thing that came to my mind is the Dermablend Translucent Loose Powder. I do not hear very many people talk about this, and I first tried this out because I got it in a little freebie bag from Ulta. This is incredible. I've been through so many of these. I love using this to set my under eyes and to set my face. This does give a little bit of a white cast, so I do want to warn you there. I'm not sure how this works on deep skin, but I actually like using this to set my concealer because it does help brighten a little bit more. It's so smoothing. It sets my makeup so easily. I apply this with a damp sponge and it doesn't cake up on my sponge, which is so good because a lot of other powders do. And it just sets so smoothly. I wouldn't call it a mattifying powder, but I don't get super oily when I use this. And I just have gone through it so quickly. It is a staple for me. I have a lot of powders that I love, but this one is so good. I've tried a lot of other translucent powders. The only one that I like almost as much as this is the Laura Mercier, and that one can darken my concealer. It can emphasize some of the lines under my eyes a bit, and this one is just more smoothing. But the Makeup Forever HD loose powder I thought was garbage compared to this. Cover FX I don't like as much as this. This is so underrated, and fortunately this is included in the 21 Days of Beauty very often, so I usually will stock up and get one or two. We're gonna have the 21 Days of Beauty again in March, which I'm so excited for. I'm hoping that they have this because I just used one up. I have just this one jar and I need more of it. It is a go-to product of mine that I would love for everyone to try out. And again, if you have more of a deep complexion, let me know how this works on you. They do have a banana shade, but I would love to know about the translucent. Question number 17 is, what is the most overrated makeup product you own? And I need to do like a whole video on that. I know I have a list on my phone, but the thing that I'm thinking of is the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. I have heard this was going to change your life if you have oily skin. It is not mattifying. It is a like smooth primer, but it is not mattifying. It is not pore filling. It is not glowy. It is such, it's not like a silicone primer. It feels different. I don't mind using it, but I was expecting to change my life. I've used up several minis of it and it doesn't do anything for me. It is not great. I would never purchase it. I do have one more mini that I got in the Sephora birthday gift from last year. I will use it up, but like, why is that popular again? Question number 18 is, what is a discontinued makeup product you wish would come back? I could do a whole video on this. I feel like Samantha Ravindal with how many of my favorite products have been discontinued. And I can think of about a million things from ColourPop that I've been in love with that are no longer available on the website. I love the ColourPop Creme Gel liners in the shade Zulu and Prance, which would be a periwinkle blue and a mint. And I have used them up. I've repurchased them. Thankfully I have them in my collection because those shades are no longer available on the website. Sometimes they'll include them in their big kits, but ColourPop just breaks my heart all the time with how many permanent products they discontinue, not limited edition things, because again, that's like a whole separate thing. My camera cut off when I was mid talking about my favorite discontinued products. My NYX Eyebrow Shaper Wax Pencil is something that I am so sad that I'm gonna have to replace, probably not for the next 2 years. Again, one pencil lasts me a year. I'm using one right now and I have one backup, so I'm hoping I can use that for a while. But there are seriously so many things. I could do a whole video on things that have been reformulated, discontinued, limited edition things that I was in love with that aren't available any longer. Question number 19 says, where do you go for makeup inspiration? And I really hardly ever watch tutorials on YouTube unless I'm looking up a tutorial For palettes, a lot of times when I get palettes, I'm wanting to see other people's looks to give me some inspiration. But in general, I would say Instagram, I see people take so many amazing pictures of their makeup, and there are so many things that either I want to try out or just things that I really admire and I think look beautiful. And people are so talented and creative with the way that they take makeup pictures. So I would say in general, more Instagram, but if I'm looking for specific look inspiration with certain palettes, I will look that up on YouTube. But I'm not a very creative person. Like I can't look at a painting or a flower and come up with a makeup look. Like, that's not me. I'm just not that creative. And number 20 says, what do you hope to see less of in makeup's future? And I would like to say, like, less gimmicky things. I don't necessarily mind the amount of makeup releases, but I think it'd be nice if brands put a little bit more thought into it. So in 2019, Anastasia came out with 1 million palettes. They were doing what ColourPop was doing, and consumers were like, girl, you need to calm down, that's too much. So then last year they released the Amrezy palette at the very beginning of the year, and then nothing else, or maybe like one other palette. And I'm like, okay, y'all could have done a little more than that. Maybe like one every 3 months or something like that is totally fine. But I would like to see less gimmicky products. There are some products and releases you can tell just feel rushed or not very well thought out. And then something that I would like to see more of would be more influencer collabs. But I wish that they were just a little bit different. When I think of some of the collabs that ColourPop has done, and not recently, but like back in the day, they did like Alexis Ren. Who was that? I don't know. But there are so many people that have very popular YouTube channels that make dedicated videos to every ColourPop launch. And the first people I'm thinking of is, of course, that girl Shay XO, Messy Jessie Beauty, and those girls have gotten to make little favorites bundles, which, yes, that's cool, but those are all permanent products you're getting to just put together that people can add to their cart at once. You're not even necessarily saving any money. So yes, that would still be fun, but I would love for Shay to be able to create her own collection, because to me, that's someone who puts a lot of time and effort and money and everything into her channel and putting out content, and I think she should be rewarded by ColourPop for that, because I'm sure that Shay herself has made so many people buy tons of things from ColourPop because of her videos. And literally Shay makes a video on just about every collection, and you know how much ColourPop releases. The same with the Dupe That girls. They also put out videos on every single ColourPop release and collection, which I think is amazing and so much to keep up with. I love both of those girls so much. I follow the Dupe That account and their personal accounts. I think that they're so funny and fun. They deserve to have their own collection too. So that's what I would like to see. More thought out products and more influencer collabs, because there are a lot of people that put in a lot of work into the beauty community that I think should be rewarded with a collab. So guys, those are my answers to the 21 questions that were created by Allie Glines. I would love to know your answers to these questions in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on the things that I talked about today. And please make sure you go check out Mariela's video and subscribe to her channel if you aren't already. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye guys.